Greetings, everybody. It's Dr. V, and I'm back with your collective love reading. Oh my gosh, it has been a wild and busy week here for me and my family. So I apologize for the delays. I really want to get on a daily reading schedule, and so I'm working on that, trying to navigate my other obligations in a way that will allow me to be more present here with you and offering more support and energy. So, excuse me. We're going to start with an overall energy for you and your love interest for this week. These readings are timeless though, so when you pick up on it, if it resonates with you, even if it's 3 weeks from now or 3 months from now, it will still be for you. Spirit, thank you for your guidance. Thank you for the messages that are coming through. Speak to me, speak through me. Amen. All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got. We've got slow down. So this energy is it's interesting because I think the last collective reading I did, it was like, things are going to move fast, and I still feel that when I tap into this energy. It's still there, that things will move fast, but you have to wait for divine timing, right? It's like, don't try to force it. This is saying you're moving way too fast and it's scaring me away. So for the person that you're interested in, your love interest, it may just feel a little too intense for them at this point, especially if they're dealing with other things or have had to deal with other things like relationships ending, things like that, or work intensification. You're going to have to just be patient, which I know sucks. I mean, I'll be the first one to say it sucks when they're like, be patient. And you're like, I've been patient for so long. Seriously, like what the world? But this is just saying slow down, because we got interested that they really are very interested in you, right? Like at the core, in their feels, in their heart, in their gut, in their spirit, they are very interested in this connection and in you. But they're overwhelmed, perhaps, dealing with other things, and they just need some space to kind of figure that out. So it's going to be a little bit slower right now for you in this connection. But that's not forever. They just need like a little bit of clarity. They just need to have that aha moment, right? So that's the energy of what I'm getting right now, just from the jump, okay? So I'm going to pull some cards on some tarot cards. And they're saying they want me to do some tarot cards on the overall energy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, I'm using the Neon Love Oracle deck, and this is the Colorful Neon Tarot. Okay, 3 for overall energy. Spirit, give me 3 cards for the overall energy, a deeper look beyond these oracles, please. They're dealing with some abandonment, right? Then there's the Emperor. This is so interesting. It's such an interesting story that's playing out right here, because this is literally like something happened that left them feeling like they were out in the cold. Something that was shocking, something that was surprising, and they feel and have felt abandoned, right? But there's a progression here. They're moving toward the Emperor, right? And so this is that energy of, again, right? Once it's ready to move forward, right? This has come through a few times. Once the energy is released to go forward, this person isn't going to go through like the stages of development. They're already there. They're just hurting right now. They're just in a cold, isolated space. That's not their forever space. It's just their right now space. And right now, that feels intimidating and scary for them. So that's why they're saying, like, hey, I am interested in you. I just need you to slow down. Like, you can't have any expectations of me right now. You can't have, you know, you can't push it. You just have to let it be. And when it's time, things will move forward, and it will move forward fast, because this is not somebody who is, you know, immature. That's going to take a lot of time to try to figure things out. This is a person who is like, I know what I want. I know what I'm going for. And once they resolve this piece, it's going to be fine. And then they're going to have to seek balance, because that's just what life is, right? When you go through things and life changes and whatever, there is going to be a period of time where things are going to have to come into balance. And right now, they're kind of abandoned. They're feeling like they're juggling a lot. And so you're going to have to be really patient. The other thing that's coming through pretty clearly is that for you to also look at the things, like what are the things that you need to leave behind? Because in these types of really sacred love connections, one thing that we know for sure is that we tend to mirror the person that we're interested in or that we're having a connection with. And so there may be some things that you need to resolve, maybe your own abandonment wounds. And there may just be some things that you just need to leave behind. And it's time to do that. It's time to move in that space and to step into your own Emperor energy. Remember, Emperor, all of these things are not genders, it's energy, and we all embody them to some extent. Some of us embody more of the High Priestess and less of the Magician. Some of us embody more of the Emperor or more of the Empress and less of the other. The point is that we all have some of that, and we just need to sometimes use those energies. The Emperor is about the kind of the ultimate self-mastery card. This is like, what was that movie? Oh, by the way, the movie from the last reading was Hancock. And my best friend was listening to the reading, and she was like, oh my gosh, like she knew what I was talking about. I was like screaming through the camera, like, it's Hancock, what are you doing? Shout out to her. But the Emperor is like when in Kung Fu Panda, when Po masters Chi, right? It's the ultimate self-mastery. And so again, there's some things that you need to also work on in your self-mastery, in your process. It's not just that your person has stuff to do and you're just sitting around like, you know, like looking at your nails and watching the clock. Like there's plenty of stuff for you to do to keep yourself busy and to build yourself in your life, so that you're not like hyper fixated on this person. And the more the individual work that you do to grow, the more they grow, the more they, you know, it kind of is reciprocal. Wow. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. I just pulled this card as an extra, kind of like where this is going, right? So it's like it's just the end of a cycle. It's literally just a completion, and it doesn't feel like it's going to take very long. I keep saying that. It feels like it's going to be like you're impatient because you want it to happen now, because you're like, yeah, why do we have to be patient? Universe, we've been patient for so long. Like we've been doing this dance for a long time. Like I just want some movement. I want some energy. I want something to go forward. And the universe is like, yeah, I know you do, but like you got to be patient, which sucks sometimes, right? We want things to be what we want them to be. But this is the end of a cycle, right? This is the completion. Like once the work is done in this way, the cycle completes and you're able to move forward in a really beautiful way. So I love this for this connection. Their energy, we've got this card again. This keeps coming up. I'm going to pull 3 for them. Your person's energy, they're still like haunted by something, some kind of heartbreak, devastation. You know, like this person's literally sitting in their bed crying. Like this person has been through some things, some pretty brutal stuff, like 9 swords. It's nothing nice. And that's kind of where they're at, right? They're moving toward healing. They're moving toward the Chariot. It's like there's an advancement that's happening here. It's again just about being patient and allowing things to unfold as they will, because it's easy for us, like on the outside, to see, hey, whatever you're, whatever's hindering you right now is temporary. You're going to find freedom. You're going to find joy. Things are going to shift. That's easy for people on the outside to say. It's not so easy when you're in it, right? And sometimes when you're in it, you have to like go through the process. And this may be a situation where, at least for a little while, you just have to be patient and allow them to go through their process without being like, okay, hurry up, like whatever. Because again, once that ends, right? And this is, I don't know, it's a psalm or something that's like, to everything there is a season, a time and a purpose under heaven. Everything has a season. And just like planting in a garden, right? You can't, just because you want your tomatoes to ripen up, you can't make it. It just has to happen when it's ready. And if you're standing there over your garden, like tapping your foot and being impatient, like, come on, tomatoes, when are you gonna grow? And tomatoes are like, bro, like, this isn't helping. And all it's doing is stressing you out, and you're not enjoying life. And so it's like you have to stop like watching over the garden of this person or this relationship and, you know, tapping your foot and waiting for it to grow. You need to be patient and focus on yourself and your joy and building your life and cultivating the things that you want to cultivate, and really be in that space. Like, that's what you have to do. That's your calling right now, is to be in that. And like it feels like that paradox, right? Like once you let go of something is when it comes to you. When you're no longer like hyper attached to something, that's when it's free to come to you. And it's annoying, right? But it makes sense, because it's like, if the universe is seeking our, you know, participation, our joy, our devotion to living a beautiful life, then the universe wants to know that we can live that way, even if the universe isn't doing like, you know, a gumball machine of manifestations for us. Every time we put a, you know, manifestation in, that the universe plops something out. Well, then what? Then we're just chasing manifestations. We're just chasing that feeling. And what the universe wants for us is to not have to be in that space where we're constantly seeking the next thing that fulfills us, but that we're able to find that within ourselves. Even when things aren't perfect, even when things aren't exactly what we want, even when we have to be patient, the universe is like, yes, but I want to know that you have faith, and that you're willing to do the thing, and that you can trust the season, that you can trust that things are working out the way that the universe said they're going to work out. We don't have to sit here and stress out and worry about it. It's a really beautiful energy. The Page of Pentacles, because things are moving forward. It's just slow, right? The Page of Pentacles is just like a slow moving, deliberate energy. Sometimes people need to like make a plan for what they're doing. They need to strategize. There may be some things that they feel like they're not quite ready for. Whatever is going on in their life, they have to plan and prepare for it. And they're going to do that. They are doing that. There is movement. If you look at these cards, there is movement. It's just not as fast as you, listener, want it to be, because you already see it. You see like the, you know, what is that? The light at the end of the tunnel. You see the gold. You see all the, whatever metaphor you want to use. You're like, I know what's happening here. I can feel it. And I want that to move forward. And like, hey, come on, get it together, right? And they're just not quite there yet. And you're trying to be patient. You just have to continue to allow that space, because it is moving forward. Your energy, Knight of Wands. You really want that energy. Just leave it at that. The Knight of Wands is very much like this energy of, you know, forward movement, of taking action, decisive, fast energy. This and the Eight of Wands are some of the fastest moving cards in the tarot. And so this is again saying that things are moving forward. And quite frankly, you're moving forward. The thing of it is that, and I've said this for years, and you can believe this or not believe it, but I'm pretty confident in this, that if you meet somebody and you are meant to be with this person, but they don't choose that, or they are dragging their feet and they're stalling, that the universe can replace that person. Like, I know that that sounds contradictory to like some of the messages that we get, like, you're the only one for me, or the other half of my soul. I don't necessarily believe in those concepts, because it feels like too fallible of a system, right? Like, so if you're half of a soul, and your soul marries, like your soul partner marries a different person or partners with somebody else, then that means you're destined to never find somebody that fulfills you in that way. That seems like a very poorly designed system, and I don't think that that's the way it works. I think of it more in terms of like Liz Gilbert's work on, what does she call it, Big Magic, and she talks about ideas, and she's like, ideas are like butterflies or whatever. Like, the universe sends you an idea, and you can take it and you can like run with it and create with it. But if you don't do anything and the idea is just kind of sitting around, like fluttering around your head, and it becomes clear that you're not going to do anything with it, then the universe will take that idea and pass it to somebody else. That's how I feel about these connections, that we can have an amazing soul connection with somebody, but if they're not on the same page, if we're not like equal, on the same page, equally yoked, moving in that way, well, then the universe is going to be like, okay, well, it's time to keep going. You're not going to run in place on your path to wait for somebody who doesn't get it yet, right? And I'm not saying that your love interest doesn't get it or anything like that. I'm saying that, like, you don't have to worry about this person, and you don't have to worry about whether it's going to come together in the way that you think or want it to come together, because you can like they're playing Irreplaceable by Beyonce, or is it, yeah, it was Beyonce. And one of the things I just like dislike about that song, I like the song, but there's a part where she's like, I can have another you in a minute. I'm like, well, why would you want another one like the one you just got rid of? Like, that seems crazy to me. And this is saying that the universe isn't worried about things like that. The universe, if this person can't like move ahead and move on, then you will keep moving, and you will find somebody that is equally yoked and is on the same page as you. So try not to be too attached to this one particular person, because you do have this King of Pentacles energy. This is for you. For a lot of you, your energy actually would be best spent on building your own empire and your own resources right now. Like, as nice as it would be to have your person like come around, what I'm really seeing here is like, well, what can you do to focus on building your platform, your energy, your wellness, your whatever it is that you're working on building, because that will be a good productive use of your energy. Napoleon Hill in the book Think and Grow Rich talks about how a lot of time really successful people will transmute their sexual energy into work and productivity in order to create great works. And that may be what you need to do right now, is focus all the energy that you've been spending on this person, focus it back on yourself and what you're trying to grow and what you're trying to develop, and spend some time with that so that you can begin to create that. Okay, it's really important that you're not just focused on the wands and the energy of that, but that you're also focusing on the building of what you're trying to create. And there are some things that you need to let go of too, right? So I was saying earlier about mirroring, that in any soul connection, we mirror each other. And so this is super important to think about, that there are some things that you have to drop too. There are certain things that you have to let go. And only you know what that is. And only you know, but you can let it go and move forward and toward your future, your destiny, what you're creating. But you also have to let things go. So what I'm hearing here is basically like the two of you are in a parallel process where you're both building, you're both moving, you're both, the only difference is that you're more aware of the soul connection than they are. They feel it. That's why they're interested in you. That's why they have all this energy towards you. They're curious. They may even be a little bit intrigued. They think about you. They're definitely like looking at your social media and kind of keeping their eye on you. That's for sure. And they're like, they're in a space right now where they don't feel like they can offer you exactly what it is that you want. And so they're like, hey, can we just slow it down a little bit? Like, I'm definitely interested in you. We just need to slow it down a little bit so that we can be ready, right? They don't want you to come into this and then feel like neglected or feel like things are not working. They want to come in this emperor energy where they're actually ready to treat you and be with you and afford you the energy that you need. Advice: don't cling so tightly. The Four of Pentacles, the King of Swords, manifestation energy, clear communication. This goes back, I talk about this all the time. You guys probably get sick of me talking about like clarity. Write it down, speak your vision, do your manifestations, do your affirmations, and clearly communicate what you want to the universe. Clearly communicate to this person if the opportunity arises that you understand where they're at. Like, go for it. Take care of what they need to do. Whatever that clear communication looks like for you. Clear thinking. That's the other piece too. You got to be really clearly thinking about things. Again, we don't make decisions in life. Divine beings don't make decisions in life based on how we feel or what we want. We make decisions based on what's available, what's there, what's real, what's right in front of our very eyes. Because it would be silly and dangerous to make decisions about your life based on fantasy, right? So think things through really clearly and be very clear about your manifestations. If you're listening to this channel, it's because you are a highly evolved conscious being that wants to manifest love in your life, not because you can't live without it, right? You've transcended. If you're on this channel and you're drawn to these readings, you've transcended the, like, what's that Mariah Carey song? I can't live if living is without you. You've moved past that. You're like, I'll be fine. I'll be fine with whatever. And so it's really about like making sure that you're staying in that energy and that you're in your own power. Because look, a fresh start, fresh ideas, there's this energy for you. Like, focus on that. It's really what this message is saying today is like, focus your energy on the things that you have control over. Focus on the things that you can manage. Let yourself experience the good things in life. Don't hold back. Don't don't rush things. Like, this is saying, like, don't hoard your energy, right? So give freely, give openly. Don't be so cautious and closed down that you like withhold things from people because you're afraid. But also don't chase. It's that balance of like having an open heart without having to like chase after someone or pursue someone to get them to reciprocate so that you can feel whole. The outcome, I love this. The Knight of Cups. Oh, King Dingling is back for a show. And then the Nine of Wands. So interesting, because what this is saying to me is that there is a love offer that's coming. It may be a little bit slower than you want. I mean, if it was up to you, you would have been on your first date, yesterday or 10 days ago or whatever. But you're having to be patient. You're having to be like, okay, it's not coming exactly when I want it to, but it's okay. It's fine, right? That's kind of the energy. So be in that space of anticipation. The thing that I think so many people miss out about manifestations and the spiritual discipline and the spiritual work is that our job is not to sit around and wait for things to happen for us to feel good. Our job is to learn how to feel good now, even before things have happened to us. Because too often we allow our emotions and our material circumstances to impact the way that we're showing up in the world. So if your money's funny, then you start getting depressed and then everything sucks. You're like, ugh, right? That type of energy, that's letting your emotions control. Whereas if you were living in a true state of manifestation and anticipation, then you wouldn't even be tripping about whether you're broke or not right now, because you'd be like, well, I know that the universe has my back and I always have more than enough, and I'm not even worried because somehow, some way, things are going to work out. Do you see the difference in the attitude and the difference of the perspective that you're like, not tripping about it. You're not going to be reckless, right? Because that would be silly. But you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, I'm so stressed out. Like people that get stressed out all the time and worry about things. It's like, does worrying or stressing about something make it better? Does it make it resolve faster? No, it just continues. So it's very interesting. Anyway, going back to the outcome, there is a love offer coming. Okay. So be excited about that. Think about what it's going to be like when you manifest from that space, not like, oh, I want him to call me, or I want them to call me, or I wish that she would reach out, or like, instead of doing that, close your eyes and imagine, what is it going to be like? Imagine the scenario. Imagine that you're, you know, finally they were like, hey, would you like to hang out sometime? Would you like to go to this show or go to this thing? And you go, and you're finally like in this like one-on-one environment with this person that you've been thinking about for such a long time. And you're so excited, and you have butterflies in your stomach, and maybe your palms are a little bit sweaty, and you know that your heart's beating a little bit faster than usual. And maybe you took a little bit more time with your appearance because you wanted it to look really nice, right? That's the energy. So then you imagine that you're at this event. Maybe you're in a museum and you're looking at a painting. It's a really beautiful painting. The museum is quiet. You've been talking, you've been having this great conversation, and maybe they turn and they look at you, and you know in that moment, like, oh, they want to kiss me. Like, this is okay. And now you feel the nervousness and the butterflies of, oh my gosh, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Doesn't that energy feel better than where we were in the beginning, where it's like, why haven't they called? What's going on? Where you feel that kind of frantic, disappointed energy. Whereas where we were just now, it was very excited and juicy and anticipatory and very yummy, right? That's going to get you there faster than counting the days, pulling petals, and, wondering when things are going to go the way that you want them to. This is where you want to be, focusing on that. Focus on like how amazing it's going to feel when this person finally comes forward with a love offer. And then we've got the King of Wands, King Dingling, right? This is that energy as well, where you're like, where this, the outcome is going to be very, very powerful, very sensual, a very sexual, a very spiritually transcendent relationship. So again, I want you to think about that. Think about how that feels. Think about what that sensation is. Think about how it's going to be when the two of you start kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, and you start to build the empire that you're destined to create, right? Think about those things, because that's what's going to happen. Be in that energy, because this is all very clear. Look, this is, when I did outcome, we have love offer, we've got King Dingling, and then we have this, which is, for me, the way that I'm reading this, and the outcome is about releasing and letting that guard down, right? Healing some of that energy of feeling like, oh, I need to protect myself. I need to be careful. I need to be guarded, versus being open-hearted and able to give and receive. So what this feels like to me is that as you detach from the expectations and the need for things, and start channeling your energy elsewhere, and also focusing on the good stuff, right? Because there is a lot of good stuff that's happening as you do that, and as you stay in this kind of juicy manifestation area where you're like, I'm not even tripping about the traffic, because when I'm in the traffic, I'm going to listen to music that's going to remind me of what it's like to fall in love, and to be in love, and to feel steady, and to be in that space. You're going to use your imagination to create the life that you want to create. And in doing so, it's going to help you to open up. It's going to help them to open up. And it's going to help this connection to be able to move forward in a really positive direction, which is exactly what you want. It's exactly what they want on a core level. They just may not know it yet. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.